This glass round building here is called the Special Criminal Courts, and it's where a lot of the unpleasant stuff is dealt with, or nasty stuff should I say. And it's actually built, the architect built it in the shape it's meant to be. Did you come across any forts in your?
Yes.
You did. So that's the thinking. It's shaped like a fort, you know, the forts with the big high walls, and that's the idea of hence the shape of it. But again, it's just not the nicest stuff is dealt with here now.
Did you hear that?
We have too
No.
we don't have that much unpleasant stuff, do we, in Ireland?
Not at all.
No.
Shoot drugs and shooting and stuff like that.
Oh, it's like Chicago.
You're from Chicago, yeah?
Chicagoland area, yeah.
Farming area.
Would you recommend Chicago for a visit?
No.
Yeah.
Well, to visit, yes, but not to live.
Yes.
No.
No?
Thank you very much.
I'm hoping to go there in November.
Oh, okay.
November.
I'm so sorry, it's going to be dreadfully cold.
I don't mind that.
Okay.
I like the cold. We're going into Phoenix Park here, and this is we have you are you into acres or acres?
Acres, yeah.
Yeah.
Acres, yep.
So 1,750 acres.
Wow.
Yes, and it is one of the largest European city centre parks. It's only 3 kilometres from O'Connell Bridge, and it is twice the size of Central Park, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fab. So we're very lucky to have it again. You know, these green spaces are great in the city, I think. Here on the left-hand side, again, we have one of the largest obelisks in Europe. It was built to commemorate the Duke of Wellington, who was born in Dublin, just down in Merrion Square where I met you, just down there, and he defeated Napoleon in the Battle of Waterloo in 1851. Then thereby ending the Napoleonic Wars, so this obelisk was set up to commemorate that and him. He was also the Prime Minister of England at one stage, and he was also well known. You've all heard of the Wellington boot?
Yes.
Yes. Well, he invented that, and there would have been riding boots for him, but they were called after him, Wellington. And the name, and everybody the world over seems to know what Wellington boots are. Wellies. So the parks, I say, 1,750 acres, and it's great. You can hire bikes, do nature trails, run, they have marathons in here. You can play, football, soccer, cricket, polo. It's a brilliant facility. And they have, there's over 400 different trees, not different, but different, that maybe, 100 species, but they have, over 450 trees planted within the park, which, as we all know, is great for the environment. And they have a lot of lime trees, sycamore, oak, ash, hawthorn, all, you name it, evergreens in here, which is, again, it's a great thing, I think, anyway. And we also have the zoo, but we'll talk about that on the way back down. Now, originally this would have been a royal hunting ground. So the king's viceroy lieutenant would have had a house up here at one stage. And so Lord Ormond, in 1662, he put in a herd of fallow deer, which are still, now not the same ones obviously, but their lineage can be traced back to them. So normally they're out and about, particularly here on the left-hand side, we can see them, but not every day. Some days they could be right up to under the trees there, but for some reason they're not always visible. So they're fallow deer, but they put in fallow deer. Hawking was very popular here, and so it was literally a walled hunting ground, and it wasn't open to the public until the 1700s. I'd like if you could see some deer now, because they are so cute, but they're not as innocent as they look.
Some days you get them.
Yeah, like I was up here now on whatever day, Thursday, and there was a good few of them on. But the Phoenix Park that wasn't the original name for it. It was called Fionishka, which means clear water. and that was to be the original name for it. But a lot of people had difficulty pronouncing the name, so Phoenix Park stuck. And as we go up here, there is a monument up here right in the centre of the park, and it was a clear water spring. That's why they called it Fionishka, clear water. But here on it they have a monument with a phoenix bird, the mythical phoenix bird rising from the ashes. So hence the phoenix, name stuck. And people had difficulty pronouncing Fionishka in Irish anyway, so Phoenix was handier, so it has remained that. The name has stuck. We have up here as well the American diplomat's residence. Deerfield House it's called, and there's a magnificent entrance to it here. See on the left hand side. We swing in around the paper.
I'll be with you.
Yeah.
I was steward here in 1979.
Yeah. Yes? Oh, you can tell us a lot about it, so. Just here, Deerfield House, as I say, it's Claire Crona is the current ambassador, I believe, and it's meant to be one of the best diplomatic residents in the world, apparently. And in 1949, the US government signed a 999-year lease on it. So you can imagine they got it for pittance, I'd say. Which is very difficult to see, and security is very tight in there. But there's so many trees, it's very hard to have a good look at it, but it's meant to be beautiful. So we're going in here now to the Papal Cross, in here on the right hand side. No dear, I'm just looking to see if I can see any.
They're too early for them, they're all in bed.
They might be having a lie-in on Saturday. Because we were at the pub last night, see that's the problem. Right, the Papal Cross, just here, you can see it, 120 feet high, just there on the left-hand side. We had Pope John Paul visited us in 1979, and that was such a big deal, for such a small little country, and a very Catholic country then. This was erected, so he performed an outdoor ceremony and mass here. So there were 1.25 million people attended. You can imagine. And they came literally from all over the country and abroad to see, and that was such a big deal. But then in 2018, Pope Francis paid us a visit, and there were something like 250,000 only attended. So, and a lot of those that number were security. So whether it says, it says maybe a lot about the Catholic religion at this stage, it's hard to know. So, unless you want to go up and have a look, or what do you think?
Do you just want to see if anybody stuck for a bathroom?
Anybody want to use the bathroom?